Yeah, it's rich in Bunley goodness.
Do you remember when you lost your passion for this work?
I invited another friend. I hope that's okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this recorded stream. I'm Reina Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis. And this is another installment of the After School Special series where some folks who can't make it to the lunch table, you know what? We meet them after school and we'll bring them on. And by the time you see this recording, it will actually be Christmas Eve, hence all the festive attire here. And very excited about the guests that we're going to have on today. So before we get to the guest, of course, I got to bring up my amazing co-host. Hello, Fat Stephen Hood.
Hi. It works every time. Hi, it does. You knew it was coming.
I have, you know why?
The stream is by WD-40. When you need to get that droid alone, WD-40 is there for you.
I have to laugh.
Could have been the other one. I could have used the other one.
I'm glad you didn't. Especially since I'm monetized now. No, but back in the day, for a while, I had to do programming with robots and stuff.
You're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I know they can't see it too good. So here, I'll just make it easier for everybody. There you go. There you go. There you go. It works every time. Lando coming to Disney Plus in the near future. You know.
Oh my God.
When one toaster isn't enough.
You know what, Disney? You brought
that.
And Merry that on yourself.
No, this is the plus in Disney Plus right there. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Lando and Landon'ts. That's the future.
Disney, you introduced it. It's not our fault. We get to clown you about it now.
No. It is a clown show. Well, that's good. But how are you today? It's a Saturday.
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Doing good. Still getting used to the people out shopping who normally do not. So that's a lovely thing about the.
Well, at least they are shopping at the gym.
Yeah. I'm kind of down a little bit about that. Not only for just me, but ever since the Wu-Tang flu popped off and the gyms finally got to open again, it's like a godsend for a lot of elderly people who they go, they use jazzercise, they use silver sneakers, so they do like all of these classes, and not only do they do the classes, but they get to socialize, and they form like all of
the biggest thing we've lost this year.
Yeah, and it's like it's heartbreaking to me because I taught last night, and one of the older ladies, she said, I had to come to your class because she said I just got a message on my app a couple of hours ago that the gym is shutting down for 2 weeks. And she was just like really, really upset. And I'm like, well, I hope they open up after the 1st because it really, I mean, it's hard for regular
people. It feels
like
military lockdown. No offense. I'm going to keep cutting you off, but it honestly feels like we're under militia law in some places. You saw the Christmas commercial I showed you today, right? Where they're trying to do in Alberta before lockdown. I'm like, that's not funny. You're literally saying one family member could hurt your whole family. That's not funny.
It's not. It's not.
Fear. It's using Christmas and your fear at the same time. It's like a really bad cheesy horror movie.
It is, and this
is really depressing for Christmas Eve. I'm so sorry. We went down this road.
It is, but I will say this: it's just like focus on the things that make you happy. I'm glad that I'm going to be able to escape Pennsylvania to go to Florida, which seems saner, to visit my sister, to visit a little bit of my aunt and her family, and to kind of just be in a better state. Yeah, to kind of be away from social media, YouTube, and kind of connect with people, because people tend to forget that what you see online is a very perfectly curated image, and it's not real life, and it's not how actual people
There's
flushing
a lot of you're going along the lines of the dual persona. Like you'll see one person with a personality, but they're different offline. And when it comes to that personality online being found out as not being them, it puts them in a weird place where they kind of try to run away from the things that they should just. I don't have that persona. That's what's weird.
No, I tell people the person that you see me on YouTube is the same person in public. I may dial it down a little bit, I may dial it up, but it's still very consistent.
There's no reason to like. The more you're the genuine yourself, the more your viewers will respect you for it.
Absolutely,
it's a show, but you're not getting paid to make it look like a circus, and I think that's what people start to have to get back to, especially with the way YouTube changes things.
Absolutely, they do.
Because the thing is, the more you make that YouTube or Twitch, whatever online platform you're using as a platform, that persona, and the more you prop people up with that persona, those people start developing an ego that's not only unhealthy, it's a self-image that's not actually true, based off a person that's not really true. So you got to learn to break down those bricks one at a time.
Absolutely. Very well said.
I hope so, because that's the only time I'm going to say something well near Christmas. So other than that, we got a special man, a very big heart, a very smart brain, and he deals with a lot of alcohol, but he's not an alcoholic. So it's kind of a win-win here.
Yeah.
Oprah.
Yeah. Oprah.
I called her a man. I am canceled. Oh, shit.
You misgendered her.
I misgendered Oprah. Well, you get a penis and you get a penis. Everybody gets a penis. Now it's Las Vegas. We're all good. We're done.
Oh Lord. Okay, 7 minutes in. But for real, honestly, this guy, he has such a big heart, and I don't get to watch his videos as much as I should. But the times that I catch him, I just love his personality, and I really feel that he has so much to say, and in such a realistic and uplifting way that Christmas Eve seemed to be the perfect day to bring him onto the show. So
he's also very dedicated, because yesterday he came into because Ords was doing his Cyberpunk stream, right? And he literally came into the Discord just to tell Runner to shut up and then left. So he's very dedicated in his principles, so I can respect that. So let's bring him out.
All right, here we bring up with us today. Our guest is one and other Thomas Gilkey. How are you?
I am well. Thank you so much for having me on, Reina Creole. Creole.
There you go. Yeah.
And Fat Steven Seagal beat up somebody else, or he beat up.
I'm not beating up anyone right now. It's Christmas. I'm taking a holiday. Yeah.
I'm very proud of you, Fat Steven.
Thank you. You call my mom and tell her that you're proud of me, because no one else thinks that.
I don't have your mom's number, so I'm okay.
I'm not giving it to you. I don't want you to have that nightmare.
Oh man, it's so good to have you here. So the first question we always ask everyone to start off with is, what are your memories of lunchtime at school?
So my memories of lunchtime is I went to a very small private school, and we all had like, at least for me, we all had our various groups. So you had popular kids, you had the geeks and the nerds, you had the troublemakers, I guess. And so I was always one of them, and I always am.
Troublemaker?
Only for you, Fat Steven.
All right, I'll go get my breadstick. I'll be right back.
Oh my God. You and your breadsticks, that torments me every single day.
I'll dip it in the cheese very slowly.
Oh my
Just
God.
for Christmas. We'll deck the halls with breadsticks and cheese.
That's kind of creepy, a creepy image. Thank you for that.
You're smiling, so it's all good.
I mean, how do you know if I'm smiling or not?
I can hear it. You can tell when someone smiles because their cheeks make their voice sound different.
Oh my God. Okay, interesting. And so I was one of the geeks who me and a bunch of my friends who I'm still close friends with today, we would always sit down at lunch and just talk about James Bond, because I've been a big James Bond fan my whole life. Obviously, my avatar of Connery, from 1962's Dr. No. And we would talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because we loved Yu-Gi-Oh! We talked about Pokemon, the first season of the original show. Digimon. Marvel was not a thing. Like, I wasn't really aware of Marvel. Like, I read the comic books, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, but it wasn't a huge thing. And we also we decided, that's when we made plans to have like a sleepover with each other. Yes, guys do have sleepovers.
Yeah, they do. I'm not going to deny that. I used to be a Cub and Scout. We did sleepovers while we were doing our garrison.
I had a sleepover with Ord. I'm going to have a sleepover with Fat Steven.
No, you're not. That's not a sleepover. That's a buffet over. That's what we're doing. We're just sit there and eat for 3 days. There's no sleeping involved. It's just a slow conveyor belt of food.
But I need to sleep. Stop.
Well, you better make sure you don't snore, because that conveyor belt will just keep shoving food in if your mouth opens. So
I'm going to snore just for you.
Oh, that's great.
I know.
I use Cheetos for earplugs.
Oh my God, you're great. That's a little unsettling.
They're crunchy.
But so that's what my memory was, just hanging out and having a good time of like lunch during high school. College, it really wasn't that it really wasn't like it wasn't as big of a thing in my college years, but high school for sure, it was just us sitting around, just going up to get lunch from the cafeteria, getting a pizza on Friday.
Oh, did you have the square pizza?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I'm like the only person in these chats because Canada was different.
With celery and carrots. Why celery and carrots? I don't know. And so that was like my lunchtime memory. It was one of my fondest memories because back then we were so young and adorable.
What happened?
I don't know. I met that Steven.
Oh, thank you. Destroyer of souls.
Exactly.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know for me, lunch was that one time that I could just chill out if I didn't want to deal with people, because sometimes I could just eat lunch by myself or have lunch with my eclectic group of friends and just chill and just not have to deal with class, not have to deal with teachers, just talk about the kind of stuff that we wanted to talk about.
Like pom-poms and cheering. And, oh, shit, my mic's on.
That was only if I was eating with the cheerleaders. If I was eating with the mean girls, then that's what I'd have to talk about. But if I was hanging out with like my geeky friends, then we could talk about, geeky things and what movies we saw and what was coming up, and if we could bribe our parents into taking us to a convention, which never seemed to happen. For some reason, we couldn't get to sci-fi conventions. Our parents didn't want to take us. I guess they thought something weird was happening there or something. I don't know.
What was your favorite class then in school then, Thomas? Not going college, I mean elementary or high school.
Easily history. I've always been a big history fan. I've always loved learning. My favorite historical period might have to be the American Revolution, because I'm part British, part American. My mom's British, my dad's American, and just learning about the downfall of how so many civilizations collapse due to either bad, horrible rulers or just down just or like rioting of individuals, learning about the French Revolution, learning about World War II, the Civil War, World War I. I've always been a big
war person.
Exactly. I think it's really interesting how how in specific wars, specifically World War II, you had people who necessarily they didn't get along, but they were able to come together. At the end of World War II, Russia joined the Allies. I mean, obvious, and so it's just it kind of reminded it. It was like a reminder of like how people could come together when the odds are against them. Kind of like I've always been a big fan of war films like The Lord of the Rings. So, yeah.
What's your favorite war film? Do you have one?
Yeah, Dunkirk's okay. I really liked 1917.
I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
But
what was Star Wars?
Star Wars is good, but I also love it's one of the most depressing movies I've ever seen. But some of the greatest acting I've seen, Schindler's List.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Can't make out during it though. I've really realized that. The Seinfeld taught me that. Can't make out during Schindler's List.
Well, I would hope you wouldn't make out during that, Fat Steven.
Yeah, it's kind of
the nachos never kiss back.
I know I didn't get to see. I have not seen Schindler's List all the way through.
Why?
And I think, well, one, I didn't have enough time. Two, where I went to school with a lot of kids whose parents had escaped Nazi-occupied territory. So I would hear through them stories that they would tell me of their parents escaping from that, some of them who had actually been in concentration camps. And I heard those stories so much that for me to see Schindler's List, not that I was against seeing it, one, I haven't had time, but two, it's kind of just like, it sounds like some of the stories that they would tell me. So that's one of those films, because there's films that I need to see. It's like, I know I need to sit down and see it. Schindler's List is one of them. And that's one that I recommend to people. But at the same time, it seems so real to me because I've heard those stories so many times from people and have met some of the grandparents, which is kind of like, wow, that's like what you escaped from. And it's like it lines up with stories that my grandfather would tell me because he was actually over in Germany in World War II.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think my grandparents were as well. Chemnitz.
My grandfather was as well in France.
Damn. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. Let's go. Let's not get too depressing now because we're all getting to that place. I can feel the frowns dropping.
But you know what? But it's good. It's good to showcase things like people, like Schindler.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to make sure we're not depressing everyone on Christmas Eve. That's all. Thomas, you're not depressing. It's like I love square pizza and then war, then more war, then war. Sorry, that's not.
But again, this is all about you. So let's get a little bit into fandom stuff. So how did you get introduced to you know what, even better than that, since you have a YouTube channel, which is still up there, how did you get involved with YouTube?
So it pretty much, and I think that the way that a lot of people within the community got introduced to starting their YouTube channel was because of one guy named Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers. By him saying, and when a particular video, I forgot what the video was, but just pick up a camera and record, and that's how it started. I had done some video game streams before I think I was even noticed. And then I did some personal streams. Actually, the person who I have to thank for introducing me to a good amount of people like Mary and Justin Proper is actually Shellback, TJC. He had done a test stream like last year or something like that, and I was in the chat, and I won because they were doing like a competition, and I won, and I got to come on, and that was my first introduction with Justin Proper, Mary, Stieg, and Shellback, and maybe Rookie Critic. But and so for my YouTube channel, I because I don't cover I don't cover trending topics. I don't cover reviews. I don't cover reviews. I don't cover all that. I don't cover what did Disney Star Wars do wrong now. I cover me because I realize that I've been through some rough times in life, and I figure I should try to talk about it in the hopes that it would help people. It's helped more people than I've probably have admitted to me. And so it's been really interesting seeing it. Um, my game streams have attracted so many viewers. I remember one time I was doing maybe playing some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and the comments got to 1,000 comments, and
Wow.
that was, I mean, toss it all up to Ords, Kashyyyk, Jeremy 5, Russia approved, whatever, wished upon an ass, wished upon a, I don't know, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse.
ABC?
Yeah, ABC.
ABC.
ABC, and Mongo putting random nonsense in the chat. AFK Bard was there too. And so I thought, not, instead of doing the like the trending topics, do something personal. And Brian from the Rebellion, I think that's what he's known on Twitter nowadays. He discovered, him and No Way Neophobic Jeremy loves Alita Battle Angel. I think that's what it's known as. They both discovered me, and they put me into a chat at the time called the Rebellion, which was and it was a chat that Mary, Justin Proper, Miss Shellback was in, and I left that chat because I didn't see. I did not see a need for it to be in it. I appreciated Brian because of that, and yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I understand. There's been some chats where I'm just like,
I'm out, bitches.
No, but it's just like, you know what? It's just not. I appreciate being put in, but it's not something that I think I can actively contribute to. So, you know, I'm gonna have to.
I can agree with
leave.
that. You got to figure out eventually, as you start getting your channel going and the community you're parts of, that you don't need to be part of everyone's chat, because eventually at the end of the day you're all going to run into each other again and again on another channel. But at the same time, you got to pick your roads at the same time. Is that about right? You can't just get everywhere and expect everywhere to be the same type of thing, because it will distract you from what your goal was to make that channel or to make your videos.
Exactly. You should focus on chats that you feel you can contribute to, and that you feel contribute to you. Because like Thomas, you were saying that for your channel, you didn't want to do trending topics. What did Star Wars screw up this? You know, what did Disney Star Wars screw up this time? But you wanted to focus on things that are important, you know, to you. Which I think is excellent, because a couple of the streams of yours that I've caught, where you talk about your life and you talk about your struggles and you talk about those important things. So do you want to kind of give us an example of a stream where you did that?
Yeah. So 2 quick examples. One, I did a stream because I was born with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and nonverbal learning disorder, which is on the scale of autism.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did a stream talking about what it's like to be someone with autism, because it's on the spectrum, and it was in explaining how I function, and it was really interesting. And it helped a lot of people. I think it helped you as well, because I remember you had commented on it, or you were in the stream.
Yes.
And that was really cool. And then I did a stream about sexual assault. 2009, I got sexually assaulted, and just to let people know that, there's people who struggle in life, and people struggle differently. Some people have flashbacks. Some people are able to live on with their lives and not let it bother them. And it was really powerful for a lot of the people in the chat. And then those who watched the replay, it helped a lot of people, because I think people, they dealt with some type of trauma in their life, and they didn't know how to process it or deal with it. Some people let it affect them, and some people some people pass it off as nothing. I guess. And so it was really cool getting to see the responses in the chat. In the comments after the stream was uploaded completely. And so, and then I've done some, and I used to try to balance it out, the heaviness with the lightheartedness. I did a one stream. It was called a fun stream. The title was The Last Fun Stream, I think it was. And I had Giovanna, Kiri, Morning, My Nerdy Home, Ord's Board, I think Rosetta Allen, Drunk 3PO.
Wow, it's pretty low.
And because of Drunk's, because Drunk is a great guy, but he's also a troublemaker at times.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, troublemaker. Yeah. Let's cut you off right there and go into troublemaker.
Yeah, that's why I have to get on. That's why I have to get on.
Yeah. You need to hound on him, Thomas, because he has yet to message to get booked, and I think he will do it. So you gotta bug him for us. You gotta be on behalf of the lunch table. I'm going to use you as my proxy, because you're so innocent and genuine. And if he says no, you can actually make a video going, Drunk said no to me.
I'll harass him a little bit after.
Thank you. Thank you. You can say it's from Lorena and Fed Steven, so he you add.
Okay, I will. And so I was doing a stream, and Drunk had messaged me or texted me and said, "Here, let me come on so I can yell at Giovanna." And he came on and he yelled at Giovanna about doing her homework, and then all of a sudden he decided to go and snipe somebody who was streaming. Lo and behold, 19K Fox was streaming. And
such a role model.
Started it, and he came and he was in the chat of 19K Foxes, and just saying, "You suck. Why are you streaming?"
Whoa! Wait! Whoa! Hold up! Wait! This is Drunk 3PO you're talking about. The man who calls me a bully and troll.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow! I wish I was around to see that then for screenshots.
I mean, it's.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, Thomas. This is blowing my mind.
And and it was it was fun. I try to
Bring people together.
do a lightheartedness, and I've streamed with Geeks and Gamers, the Geeks and Gamers man himself, Jeremy.
Oh, cool.
He's been on a few of my celebration streams, and so I've always tried to bring some lightheartedness, and yeah.
I that sounds really cool, because I'm going to give you a list of people to go after for me after the show. But I respect that you're going above the norm and you're being real rather than just criticizing what's out there when it comes to franchises. I had 2 questions though for you, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
The first one is, because I know this is probably going to be a longer answer, so I'll do both questions at first. The first question is, when and why did you decide not to do or to give up the Gilkman, and why is it now dead? And my second question is,
I knew that was coming, but yeah, sorry, continue.
Well, I think everyone would like to know, right? So they can understand, right? But the second question is, do you feel pretty? Witty and gay?
I mean, okay. To answer your second question, yes, I do feel pretty witty and gay, because
gay used to mean happy. Gay used to mean happy. That's why the song.
I know. Because I'm talking to very cool people, and and to answer the first question, I've been hitting a stride. I've been hitting mental roadblocks, very much so. A few weeks ago, I put out a post on Twitter, like a 3-part post, because just about how I've been struggling mentally, and I called, and I had a chat with a suicide hotline. I struggle with it, self-harm, more than I would care to admit, and to me, I just haven't felt a need. I just haven't. To me, the Gilkman was, I guess, somebody who was incredible, and lately I just haven't felt incredible. It's more a mental roadblock.
It's kind of, may I ask a question? It's kind of like you're doing, I don't mean to cut you off, I do apologize. What you're trying to, I think, describe is like, you wake up every day, you can feel good, but the thing is, you're constantly battling your own voice in your head of the self-image fight. It's like every day you're trying to see the self-worth and why you wake up every morning. It's a constant battle, like the wars you enjoy when it comes to history. That's the relation I'm making here.
Exactly. I mean, the amount of support in the community that I've encountered has been incredible. I know there's a lot of, not issues, but I know there's a lot of arguments going on in the community because of, Disney Star Wars. But the amount of support that I've encountered has been, it's floored me. Yourself, Fat Steven.
Don't say that. I still don't believe it, but I'll take it because
whatever.
You say it.
Not being difficult. Gosh darn it.
That's my job. I am known as difficult.
Then why don't you put it as your title? Like on when you stream. Exactly.
The reason why I don't, Thomas, is because I look at it as an aspect. I deal with the same kind of thing you do when it comes to the self-image thing every morning. As much as someone can give you a compliment or give me a compliment, I still don't believe it because I don't see the truth in the words. But I have the overcoming ability to go out of my way to make other people laugh, feel comfortable, and feel good about themselves because I enjoy doing it, and that's where I see the worth in it. It might not be healthy, but if I can make a bunch of people smile, I have done something good this day.
That makes sense. It makes
the
sense.
same way you give your honest self in your videos because you want people to see that they're not alone and that you are dealing with the same stuff that other people haven't been able to voice themselves.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Well, I think that Steven is great. He might not, but
I'm not putting out for you. Not yet.
He's awesome. That's why when he was like, "Oh, you need an assistant?" Yeah, I do. Please do help me out. But I just wanted to add 2 things because I remember I first knew you as Thomas.
Yeah.
So when the tagline "The Gilk Man" started being used, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pull Queen's privilege here and continue to call you Thomas, because to me that was who you are.
Mm-hmm. I remember
and it's like anytime it's like it's okay if you want to give yourself, a tagline, that's okay, that's fine, but it's like I tag on to who the real person is, and especially when you would talk about your struggles, and especially with being on the spectrum. Like I have a niece and a nephew that are 3 years old. My niece is developmentally delayed. My nephew is on the spectrum. So hearing the struggles that you have helps me to understand him a bit more, and also advocate and stress to his mother about advocating for what he needs when he's young. And so listening to you talk about that, I know it definitely has helped me, and it's helped so many people, probably people that don't really feel comfortable commenting, but just the fact that it's out there and you said it comforts them. And one of the things that you talked about, and it's especially important with the holidays, because I think what some people tend to forget is that the holidays can be very difficult.
It can be brutal.
People who struggle with mental illness, with people who struggle with isolation, for people who struggle with depression. So in your words, what would you like people to really understand about mental illness?
I think one of the things is, I see people, and I've seen it, people mock it. Don't mock it, because it's real. It affects more people than people would care to admit. It's not it's not like where that person is mad at somebody else. It's where that person is struggling with themselves.
So it's internal frustration.
It's internal frustration. It's
Is that what leads to the lashing out of people by accident, because you don't know how to explain it, but they keep asking you questions rather than letting you try to get it out at your own pace?
I think I don't follow.
I'm sorry, I'm being too serious. I'll shut up now.
Okay. It's to it's yeah. Yes. It's also it's a daily struggle for a lot of people. It's if somebody needs to talk to somebody, if somebody needs somebody to talk to, just be there, because that can save people. That can help. I can't tell you the amount of times that I have needed to talk to somebody because I struggle with it, and I pick up the phone and I call up AFK Bard, or I pick up the phone and I call up Mongo's Big Things, or Ord's Board, and it's truly, it saves you. It just also, just if it's really bad, then try to find a way that will distract you. Whether it's by watching the Queen's Council, or this Week in Bullshit, or drunk hitting on all the ladies on his Monday night stream, or Ord's and his or Ord's streams, and
the lunch table. The lunch table.
Or the lunch table.
That is his job.
The lunch table, or Ord's and everyone else telling Runner to shut up. Just there are kind-hearted, good people within the community. Lorena, Fat Steven, El Presidente, Abu Nas,
He's making it real lately.
And so many more that are genuine.
Mm-hmm.
And they, just know that you're not alone in when you're with your mental illness struggles, that people do struggle with it. They might not be ready to talk about their struggles, or they might not be comfortable, because it's a very sharp, it's a very tough thing to talk about, because sometimes you don't know if are people going to support you, are people going to be there for you, or are people going to judge you.
It's not even that. It's not just the judgment, Thomas. You also have to remember you've also got to worry about that trust, if they're going to use it to weaponize it against you later.
That's true.
That's also
or are they going to understand you? Because my uncle, who lives out in France, he struggles with bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
And he has not seen his parents in a very long time, because they're old-fashioned and they do not understand bipolar disorder. And it's a real thing when I'm pretty sure that maybe some people have said that it's not a real thing. Mental illness is a very real thing. It affects people. Especially with the lockdowns that people have experienced, it's wrecked people's lives. It wrecked my life, and it still does. Mental illness, but just go and try to find something that is going to cause you some stress relief. For me, it's watching. Like, I've been doing a rewatch of all the Disney movies on Disney Plus, and it's really cool reliving my childhood. I just finished watching Robin Hood, the animated one with all the animals.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. I love that. Especially King John.
Thomas, you know what a good one is? When you watch that, then switch from that to Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
I just finished watching that as well. I love Bedknobs and Broomsticks
because it goes into the same world, and I love that connection.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Angela Lansbury.
I watched it. I used to have the book when I was little. I had like the little golden book, because I like to get those. That did the whole story of Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
It's a good one. Currently, because I'm going based off of the years that came out, and so I'm going by the animated and live action. And now I am about to rewatch one of my favorite films of all time, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, with Sterling Holloway as the voice of Winnie the Pooh, who did the voice of Kaa in Jungle Book, Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, and he was a famous voice actor. And or go on a walk. Like, I try to go on a walk every single day. Even when I have work, I walk to work. Even when it's 30 degrees outside. Yesterday 2 days ago at 9 o'clock in the morning, it was 32 degrees. And
here.
It's
don't get her started. She doesn't understand cold.
It's cold, but it freezes. It helps to feel the fresh air. Or call up a friend, or do like if you miss people, try to do a video chat. Like, use FaceTime. Like, I was feeling like so many of us in April that because I had plans to do a birthday party with a bunch of friends, and I couldn't do that. And then lo and behold, 2 people surprised me with a birthday tribute video. Justin Proper did one for Gamers, and then Orange Board did one that had Lorena, Christy, Mad's Mama Bear, My Nerdy Home, and so many other beautiful people. And then I FaceTimed with the Ords and Kashyyyk Queen right when midnight hit, and they sang me happy birthday. And then I did the following, on my actual birthday, I did a birthday stream with a bunch of people, and the shirts came off, literally.
I'm done with that.
I heard about that.
Yep. I mean, it's all the memes destruction's fault, and then, of course, I follow. Then, of course, Stephen Walton follows, and I mean, we drunk didn't stay on for that part, but just try to do something that is going to help you, or talk to people who are willing, who are willing to chat. Lady Gravemaster is a really good person to talk to. Of the Friday
Night. Have her on in the future. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, we already had her on. She hasn't premiered yet.
Yeah, she'll actually premiere. Well, folks will have seen it by the time this one premieres. But yes, we interviewed her.
Awesome. Or and there's other great people who within this community who are willing and want to chat. This community, it's not toxic like people make it out to be.
No, I tell people
there are some things I don't like about this community, but that's okay. Nothing's perfect in any community.
That's very true. And I just wanted to add also that for some people who may feel like they want to help someone with mental illness, but they may not know how. I mean, I know for me personally, I have a relative that does struggle with mental illness, and they didn't get help for years. And there was a lot of stigma against that. A stigma if you have mental illness, there's something wrong with you, or they want to ostracize you. But at the same time, this is some really good advice to give people, because there may be people out there who want to help their friends with mental illness, but they may not know exactly how to go about doing that. So I think this information is really good, especially again for people who may have friends at the holidays who they don't take it very well, and when they're down on themselves and they want to do something to help them, but not quite sure. So Thomas, this is extremely, extremely helpful.
It very much is. At the same time, there is one thing I wanted to ask. Why? That's a two-parter because it's still part of the first question. Why is Gilkman dead? And why do you not like the heart of the TFM? If that's okay to ask. If it's too personal, you don't have to, but these are two things I've been wanting to ask.
No, I mean I'm fine. The Gilkman is dead because I don't feel like I'm worthy of a title for for now. I mean, the Gilkman, a lot of people don't know the origins. The Gilkman was created when I was down in Florida, hanging out with D-Day Cobra, Drunk 3PO, and Exaggeration Nature.
Okay, now I remember. Yeah, okay.
Was that the one where you guys were culture was hugging Jay too much?
No, that was
what?
Different.
That was a different.
No, I didn't get.
No, this one was just with Jay and Jesse and
Jeremy.
Oh God, Jeremy. Yeah.
And and then I just don't feel mentally okay to have that name. I mean, maybe in a few months when things start to get better, maybe the Gilkman will resuscitate or revive. But right now, I don't like that name. I'm
never going to call you that, right?
You know what? That's okay, because maybe when the Gilkman comes back, Mary was the same way. She refused to call me by the Gilkman. And then in the birthday video, she was like, "The Gilkman cometh!" There, I said it because it's your birthday. Or something like that. But right now, I don't feel mentally okay. Even on Discord, it does still say the Gilkman, but I don't use Discord.
Don't listen
that
to what
much,
Runner says. Runner's just trying to make sure he sounds right. Don't even listen to him, okay? Like, he didn't change your name. Don't even worry about it.
I don't listen to him in general.
Nobody does. That's why we tell him to shut up.
And then as far as your second question, if that answers your question about the first one.
Yep.
About the Gilkman question. As far as your second question, to me, I don't feel like I'm like the heart. I feel like there's people that are more deserving of the title.
I understand that, but
I don't like that label.
I got you.
I don't like it.
Can I ask a third part to that in general?
Oh, God. Yes.
When people call you that, does it feel like they just don't mean it, or do you feel like they're just trying to band-aid you as something so they hope that you super chat their channel?
It does. No. Maybe the first one. Maybe. Yeah,
I'm not saying everyone does. I wasn't trying to put you in the spot. We could probably bleep this out later. But do you feel like it's being used as a way to just make you feel good, but they're not actually seeing you?
Kind of. Maybe.
Sorry, I read into things sometimes, and I don't know if you actually went down this road. But I do think you're a big heart, but I agree that you don't need to have your heart labeled to show you're a good person. That if that was the case, everyone across the world who was a good person would be named the heart of this and the heart of that. And the last thing I want to be named is the heart of fat.
Well, I'll just say, Thomas, that people just like it when you come in and it's Thomas.
Yes, I agree. I apologize for if I was too in depth with the questions. I do apologize.
Are you a psychologist? Are you like a secret psychologist, Stephen, that we don't know about?
No, it's just I have a way of sometimes picking up on people and reading into things, and I try to come up with the most honest solution. And sometimes when it comes to labels or titles or nicknames, it can mean a term of endearment to like best friends or people you've known for years. And on the other side of the spectrum, it seems like it's a way of telling someone to shut up. Here's their title. They're going to do what they usually do, and then they're going to F off. And it's really hard to discern that line of who's being genuine with the name and who's using it to just get something. And I'm not saying everyone does that, but you know what I mean?
And I get that. It's just... to me, I do not, just lately, some of the stuff that's been going on within the community, I feel like has been giving it. I always appreciate, I think the world of a lot of people within the community. But I also do think that lately, not necessarily the infighting, but maybe the infighting. It's just given me, I guess, a cause to pause.
That's a good example. That's a good answer.
I get that people aren't happy with Disney Star Wars, and they have a right to not be. I wasn't happy with The Last Jedi. I wasn't happy with Rise of Skywalkers. Even though I did enjoy one part or two parts of it, the John Williams cameo in the bar. And then I loved the scene when near the end of the movie, he's feeling down because they're all about to be destroyed. And then you hear Lando, you hear a voice, and it's Lando, and he shows up in the Falcon, and
Mhm.
you know, and then you see Chewie, I think, with him, and then you then see Wedge and Antilles, and he's like, "Nice flying, Lando," and I thought that was really really cool.
Mhm.
And then The Mandalorian, I have loved. I just finished watching the newest episode this morning, and I thought it was perfect.
I loved it.
I loved your tweet, Lorena, and that was really cool. You know, and I'm not familiar with Rick Famayuma, or however you pronounce his name, but
Yeah.
I I think that Jon Favreau knows his stuff, and you know, and if you don't agree, then because I think Abu Nas had pointed it out perfectly. There were several moments where you could use that as a moment to, you know, maybe enlighten people
Mhm.
about the EU, because I would love to know about the EU. I don't know anything about the expanded universe, and I would love to know about it. But I guess with people just instead
At
of
each other's throats.
yeah, I feel like people could have taken a you know, an approach of, you know, I can see why I disagree with you, but at the
Mhm.
end of the day, we're still friends.
I
That's
really wish I would have
rare.
seen more of that as well, because I was very disheartened to see that,
I was
to
disappointed.
see that
And
going on. Actually, I wasn't very happy with it, and I wasn't pleased with it, because I would
No.
see friends of mine in the fandom who I've known for quite some time getting attacked just because they didn't agree with something. It's one thing to
mhm,
attack the argument itself, and you just
exactly.
discuss that, and again, you know, either agree to disagree or come to whatever it is. But it's a totally different thing to attack people personally, and that's
Mhm,
what I saw
It,
a lot going on.
yeah, it's like the same thing like when you see on Twitter when people are saying like you got to be this or that, or demanding this or that. And just because someone doesn't do it, it doesn't mean they're disrespecting you. It's their choice to not do something or do something. That doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't make them a villain to a superhero. Opinions, choices are what our humanity is based of. We have the freedom of choice. We have the freedom to like. We have the freedom to dislike. You don't go after a person because their opinion is different. That is how it's always been. But lately, it seems to have changed. And I've seen some weird crap. I can agree with this with the infighting. And some of those accusations were unnecessary. And I think it's hurt a lot of people. And that person might
Mhm.
be hurt for a different reason and lashing out, like when you said with the holidays and stuff. But y'all got to grow up. And this is coming from me. And I'm a big man child. Like, I act like an idiot. But I also know that no matter what the person's opinion, I have no
Mhm.
right to change it or judge them because of it.
Exactly. Exactly. So actually, Thomas, that brings me to another question to
okay.
ask you.
Where's my bread?
What do you think? Where's your breadstick? What do you think, if there is one, is the biggest misconception some people have in the fandom about you?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. You know, I don't.
Good answer.
I'm gonna tell you the
Uh,
bleep it, man.
Thomas, how are you
you
misconstrued?
know,
Shit.
uh, it's. I think the biggest misconception it's that people. What do you when you say the biggest misconception? Can you clarify?
How do you think you're misrepresented when people talk to you or see you? How do you think how do you think you want to be portrayed, but how do you think they're actually portraying you? Like, what do you see
I
and what do you think they're
oh
saying?
Thank you, Stephen.
I could be way
Right.
off the mark, and this is just how I view things. I feel like some people, not all, but some,
Mhm.
they view me as as a annoyance. Um, at
I can see
times,
that. I
can
can see that.
can I be can I be annoying? Yeah. Um, but
Everybody can to a point.
I'm the
everyone,
definition of annoying.
Shut up, Fat Steven.
You shut up. I'm not runner.
Shut up, Fat Steven.
I love you so much.
Shut up, runner.
That's better.
Runner Steven.
Oh God, I will hurt you.
That's another hashtag.
No, you're going down a road. You're not going to get back from Thomas.
And so I feel like people view me as an annoyance. People view me as someone who who causes drama. I feel like people might view me as somebody who he isn't really, who I guess he's resentful towards some people. Certainly some of my
That's human. You can resent people for certain things. That's normal.
Yeah, true. Certainly some of my tweets can show potentially that. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's, and I could be off the mark, but I feel like people just view me as an annoyance at times. I mean, yeah. It's
Suck.
And in terms of how do I want to be viewed? I want to be viewed as somebody who, while he has his annoying moments, he's still a generally good person. Yeah, I have my bad moments, but I feel like my good outweighs the bad. I want people to view me as somebody who doesn't like to be left behind. I feel like I have gotten left behind.
How so, if I can ask?
In the support, I guess, in terms of the channel when I had it.
So, do you mean like they're only there when it's convenient, but not when you actually need it?
Yeah, kind of. Or in being in the push for the subs, the push for the subs. I feel like people should support each other equally.
I agree.
I think, and and in the push for, I guess, watch hours. I guess I am in no way, shape, or form hoping to get monetized, but I won't.
You will.
I won't, and that's I always keep on checking on. We can keep on going at this every single day, and I will outpower you.
I told Reina she will, and she did. So I said other people as well. So it might take time with you, Thomas, but you do have something that other channels don't, and I think one day you might become monetized if you try for it.
I feel like people don't want that. I feel like people only just like I feel like
not your but it's not their channel; it's yours. They don't get to dictate what you want with your channel. I'm sorry to sound rude.
I would say that you focusing on being real and you focusing on being who you are is the best thing. And the subs, I think the misconception out there, and I'll tell people this, is there is this huge push to get monetized. Why? I mean, if you're putting yourself out there, you're creating content that you like. You're creating content that's about you, and you want the authentic people to come along and subscribe and enjoy what you have. And eventually, if that following leads to being monetized, then that's great. But the most important thing is doing something that you love and that that gets to help other people. Like, I didn't really look at any of your gaming streams. The streams that interested me is that when you would talk about your life and the struggles that you went through. Those were the things that appealed to me because that's the real Thomas.
You.
And that's what people will gravitate to because you never know. There could be somebody out there, I'll give an example. There could be someone out there who's, in middle school and they're on the spectrum and
You come across
they
your
find
channel.
it so hard. Yeah, they come across your channel. They feel kind of like isolated. Like, am I the only person that's like this? They come across your channel and they see someone who's been where they are now. And it's like, it's like, imagine what that does to them when they find that out and they see your channel and then they tell one friend and that friend tells another friend and that tells another friend. That friend tells another parent who has, children on the spectrum or a parent that maybe has a young adult that's on the spectrum and that helps them
Manage.
learn more. Exactly. It helps them learn more. So this is just me being optimistic, but I
No,
really
I
think,
agree. I don't mean to jump in, but like I can agree with that because before I forget this thought, Thomas, for everything you say and have shared today, and you've shared in other shows about how you are constantly fighting with yourself and your own self-image, there are 50,000 other kids doing exactly the same thing, and nobody's listening.
Mm-mm.
Or nobody's sharing. So you in a way, I'm not trying to say you should push to get monetized, but I'm saying everyone has the chance. But you have an ability, and when you ever do get the strength to want to take that plunge and push harder, you could probably help be a voice for those ones who are still drowning in their own depression, their own self-hate, and their own inability to reach out because they're scared. And I'm really not trying to depress you, bro. I just think you're a hero in your own way, and you haven't seen that door open enough to see what you can accomplish with a lot of people. I'd give you a hug right now if I could. I'm being serious.
I just know that you have a lot to offer. And that's why, and I can't remember, I think Fat Steven and I both thought at the same time, hey, we should bring Thomas on to bring him onto the show. To have him talk about his channel and talk about his life. And it's like, you never know who that could impact. So it's that real dimension that you come from that I really wanted to highlight on the show. And kind of speaking of that, going forward into the next year, what is it that you're looking forward to the most?
In terms of
anything.
Okay. Like in terms of YouTube stuff, or just
anything.
You're looking forward to Fat Steven getting more Weight Watchers points. Just say that now.
Totally. I think I'm looking forward to seeing where some channels go in terms of in terms of things. Your channel blew up, Lorena, and I love your take on certain things. I could be wrong, but you own stock in Disney.
Yes, I do.
And but there's some of the stuff that that Disney does that you don't agree with, and I think that's really interesting.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not trying to make a joke out of it, but what?
I don't know.
Oh my God, you're too complicated, Fat Steven. God darn it. And I think that's really cool how your channel, it's with the lunchtime specials. I think that's a really cool idea. I think it's really intense, but interesting and a good idea. A really good idea. I think I'm looking forward to seeing where Board's channel goes.
Oh yeah,
he is under 40 hours. He is under 40 hours to get to apply for monetization as of last night.
Incredible.
Yeah, it is. Ords is. I have to agree with we've had discussions in private when you've had some of your days, Thomas. I'm not going to share, but I'm going to say Ords and Kishik are probably two of the best people in your corner. I said before, he has gotten to me to where I am, especially when it came to getting the GoFundMe. So
yeah,
like he is one of those people that
I wouldn't have found out about his GoFundMe.
Yeah, Ords is the one who pushed it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm actually at the point where I'm doing shows, and it's weird. So I think you have affected a lot of people in a good way, and I think it's time you let those same people affect you back. This sounds like a really bad monkey virus joke. I'm not trying to go there. Like Dustin Hoffman's Outbreak. I'm not trying to do it like that, but you know what I mean? So whatever pace you take, I think you're going to have enough, especially people like Lorena and myself. I don't speak for Lorena because she'll probably hate me later. We're in your corner. Yeah, she will. Yeah. A box of chicken nuggets to concussion.
No, but we are totally like in your corner. I may not have time. Like I did not expect my channel to blow up as fast as it did. I know you did. I know you did. You told me Chrissy did. Rest you guys did. I should have believed you, but I didn't at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had time to catch like comment on things, but I do ping certain circles to find out how people are doing, especially respect to you, Thomas, because usually I'll hear through Ords or I'll hear through Fat Steven or I'll hear through Amber, because like Ords and Amber, I'm usually always in contact with one or the other, one or the other of them. And I saw the video when you went to go visit them. That was fun. That was fun to watch too. I'm excited about meeting them and all the pictures of meeting them and all that. But you are on a lot of people's radar, including myself. I
don't know if that's a bad or a good thing.
It's both.
It's a good thing. It's the good short list. I tell people that there's a group of people where you may not have time to watch everything that they're doing, but it's very consistent with how so-and-so doing, how so-and-so doing, how are they doing? Okay, they're doing fine. Okay, good. Let me know if something happens and I need to help them or get involved or anything like that. So it's the good short list. It's one of those small circles where you kind of want to keep an eye on certain people in a good way to make sure if it's something they need, if it's something they need help with, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Thomas, I know we're going a little bit longer, but I do appreciate you coming on and actually talking with us.
Absolutely.
And I would like to know if you would like to wish our chat on Christmas Eve right now a Merry Christmas, because they will hear it by then, because I think they would like to hear it from you more than us right now.
Merry what?
Go ahead.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Drink lots of eggnog. Drink lots of wine. If you guys want discount wine, come to Total Wine & More in Natick, Massachusetts for your wine, your vodka, your cigars, whatever. And 2020 was a shit show. There is no denying it. But also it brought some incredible things. Lorena's lunch table for one. Ords getting to 1,000 and soon to be monetized. The meeting of Thomas, Ords, Kashi Queen, hashtag Famboards, hashtag Thords. It brought about some beautiful things. So Merry Christmas, drink lots of eggnog, open lots of presents, and enjoy your turkey feast. And I don't know if they're about to end it, but thank you very much.
Well, we're not ending it. I just wanted to ask you to give them a Merry Christmas. I don't know if we're done. No. I was just trying to get that.
Yeah, I'll get to my end spiel later, but this is keep going.
Never mind. No, never mind. I'll wait.
All right. There we go. We just tricked the whole chat and going, it's over already.
Sorry. No, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, that was definitely a boomer moment. Where the frick did that go? Okay, there we go. Yes. So people, please do follow Thomas over on Twitter. And Thomas, I think okay, we have the link to your YouTube channel, and here's your channel. I just see one video for right now, so I guess you're kind of reassessing where you're going to go with your channel.
Yeah, or I don't know if I'm going to be doing YouTube again.
Okay.
So I don't.
Be on Twitter?
Yeah, for now, I might take a break from Twitter as well. Yeah, I might. I don't know. It's right now. It's hazy, I guess. I'm not. I mean, I might stay in. I might keep my channel up just so I can support people. But I don't know right now when
no worries
videos are going to be up. It maybe in 2022, but as of right now, I am not. Nothing's defined.
Okay.
A good answer.
So
that's actually
we're not here to force you. We're not here to
no.
force you. No. You better get that channel up. I want to get that money from your
just for when people see the video and they want to know how to connect with you, and all that. I tell people one time I was off Twitter for 2 months. Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
I mean, if people want to connect, they can. Twitter DMs are the best way. Also, if I disappear from Twitter and YouTube, there are people that have my phone number.
Go find Ord's Board.
Go find Ord's Board. Go find Angela Straven. Go find maybe Drunk. I don't know if he still has my number. Go find Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers. Go find,
Yeah, just like that small circle that I was telling you about. If any of us gets a word that somebody's trying to get a hold of you, we'll get the word back to you.
If not, we'll punch him in the gut.
What the fuck?
Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this after school special. Thank you so much, Thomas, for joining us. So thoroughly appreciate it. Love having you here. It was great. You have an open invitation to, to come back. Anything that's pressing, you want to talk about. Just let that Stephen know, and we'll get you scheduled to bring you on.
Wait, at this moment, I would like to say, if you need anyone in the chat later on to want a spot on the show, the gates to Fat Stephen is in the DMs of Twitter.
Yes.
So you got
AKA Drunk 3PL.
Ooh, I didn't say that one, but thank you, Thomas. That's good. That's good.
Thanks, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll say it again here too. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll catch you later. Bye.
I don't have gas anymore.